Hi, we are Debbie and Kevin Cook. We moved to Cary in January of this year from our long lives up in New York, and happy to be here.
So absolutely, it was important for us to have a church home. It's always been central in our lives.
We were at a Christmas party last December when we still lived up in New York, and an old college friend who just retired as the bishop of the Western New York Synod of the ELCA was there with his wife, and we got to talking. He said, and we told him that where we're moving. He said, "Well, I don't know those churches, but I know the Bishop of North Carolina. I'll call Tim, and he'll tell you where to worship." And Tim told our friend John, who called me and said, "You go to Christ the King on Walnut Street." And we did, and we've been blessed ever since. And so we're moving completely out of our comfort zone. To a new town, a new church, a different brand of Lutheran, truly. And the welcome from the minute we sat down that first, I think it was a February morning, sat down at the 8:30 traditional, and Judy Klein tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Good morning, welcome, are you visiting us?" And we got to chat with her and Jim, and then at the last note of the last hymn, Peggy Hawkins made a beeline across the aisle, and we got welcomed. And when Christ the King members say, "We're so glad you're here," I think you mean it, and that's huge for me.
I think one of the biggest things was a church that was healthy, that had good leadership, good preaching, friendly, welcoming, and a lot of activity from which to choose. I can't speak for Kevin, but I didn't want to go to a church where I felt like I just show up on Sunday morning.
We participated in the Medicist back in March or April, and that was amazing. I'd never heard of such a program, nor had I ever seen such activity in a congregation. To have 100 volunteers on a Saturday is tremendous. One of the things that most impresses me about Christ the King is the breadth of activities regarding social ministry.
And to that also, I love the emphasis on justice, feed the need. That was an amazing thing. And some of the other little programs, and so I've been thinking, like, this makes so much sense. Why didn't somebody else think of this? That moves people to give, because look at how I can help others by giving to my church. One of the things that impresses me about Christ the King is your strategic planning and making it available for everybody so everyone knows, and the transparency of Pastor Daniel's State of the Communion. That impressed me, because the strategic plan and seeing that these are the benchmarks, or these are our goals. I mean, there's sort of like a reception, not just on the people level, but on the leadership level. We're really happy to have new faces and new ideas and new somethings. So I think just having that, and I think you have very good preachers, and I think in being able to engage adults in conversation is just as important as being able to talk to children in conversation.
We love the greeting first thing at worship, where all are welcomed, no exceptions. That's big for us.
I love being in a place where my Lutheran heritage is being fed, because I took a little detour into the Episcopal Church and I bawled after my son came out.
And 21 years ago, our son, our eldest child, came out as a gay man, and he's a wonderful human being. We come from the Missouri Synod, which doesn't know what to do with gay people. And so we have had our own journey, of course, as you can imagine.
I didn't struggle with it the night he told me. I went for a 2-hour walk in the dark, and I know I upset my husband and my son because I didn't know where I was, but I needed to have a conversation with God. And I just walked and talked, and I said, I know that you gave me my son because I fought for him, first of all. And now that I know this about him, I know that I can love him, but you need to help me walk through this. And I came home and I thought, okay, that's it. And I had my conversation. I got some more information from Matthew. But then the head of what it was, where my religion, how that was going to work out, it helped me understand that God is way bigger than all the stuff that we attribute to the church body.
I love to tell the story. And that's what Jesus calls us to do, to tell the story of his love and bring others. And that's what we feel that Christ the King is busy doing that in so many different ways. We're very thankful to be here.